to teach you how to pick the right kettlebell for you, the right size. So if you just started out training and you're like, man, I have no idea where to start, I don't even know what kettlebell size to grab. If you were to pick up the kettlebell, does it weigh more than your purse? Does it weigh more than a book that you read? Does it weigh more than the things that you pick up daily? Do you get my point with this? I want you to pick a weight that is challenging enough. So here's a great range, anywhere from 6 kilograms all the way up to 12 kilograms. That's usually the great starting point when picking a kettlebell. So 8 pounds to 26 pounds is a great starting point for you. That's where I would pick you if you were a beginner, the weight to choose. How do you know this? Well, because I know that if you start swinging a kettlebell or doing a deadlift, you usually are picking up things outside of here that are a lot heavier than that. So like just the other day at Sam's Club, I picked up a case of water, and that's way more than 25 pounds, right? Or it's close to that, I guess you could say. And you need to be training the right way to help you in your life. You really got to start thinking about it that way. Is my training going to reflect in my life? Am I going to be able to pick up my daughter? She weighs almost 50 pounds and she loves to jump, and she loves me to catch her, and she loves to get on my back, and she loves to get on my neck. So are you going to be able to do those things? Are you going to replicate that in your training? And I'm not saying that you need to do that tomorrow. I'm just saying I want you to make sure that your mindset is headed towards that direction, okay? I want you to think about it that way. Is my life and what I'm doing in my life, is it going to replicate in my training? So even if you're doing a deadlift, just think about the things that you pick up on a daily basis. Think about all of the heavy objects that you pick up. Is it around that same weight resistance? And yes, if I'm doing anything that's single-sided kettlebell work, if I'm having to hold that weight, it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to having the kettlebell on your wrist, because that piece of steel is heavy. And if you're not conditioned enough, if your wrist, I have skinny wrists just to begin with, but if your wrist isn't conditioned enough to hold that resistance, it is going to hurt you. And you are going to not want to do kettlebell training. So you have to condition that. You need to do things that help strengthen your forearms. It's farmer carries, doing things that dead hangs that are going to help you in that area. But if you do anything overhead like this and you're pressing that weight, just make sure you're keeping your grip nice and strong. You're not holding it as tight as you can. You're just kind of leaving it here, just flexible. So that way, when you press it overhead, you have a strong base with your positioning. So that's a great place to start. Don't overcomplicate the kettlebell. Don't diss it until you've tried it enough. Kettlebell training takes time. It takes practice. It takes you putting in the work, and just get after it in your training. That's what I love about kettlebell training. That's what I enjoy most about it. It's about a flow. It's about mobility. It's about moving the weight, understanding how to move with your body with the resistance. It's not very technical. It's not like a robot. You're not moving like that. You're moving in the non-technical way. You're flowing with the kettlebell. That's why there's kettlebell flows. So think about that next time when you're picking the right kettlebell weight for you. And there's different brands out there. I am not endorsed by Kettlebell Kings whatsoever. They have sent me a couple kettlebells to try, and I love their kettlebells. They're the best in the world right now. Kettlebellkings.com. They're awesome. They're great. If you use kettlebells, go and buy you one of those. They're going to last forever. You can also get them at Walmart, but I probably wouldn't get them at Walmart because they're going to chip. But you can get them there. I just want you, if you're going to invest in a kettlebell, make sure it's the right one. Make sure it's one that's going to last you forever. And then pick a weight range from there, 6 kilograms to 12 kilograms for starters. And then you can build up from 12 kilograms all the way up to 24 kilograms and beyond. I have a 32 at the house that I use. Do I use it for every lift? No. Traditionally, all the time, what I use is a 24 kilogram kettlebell. That's just what I program. That's what I like to use. That's what feels good to me. But you can always go up. You can always go back down. It depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to do. So I hope that helps you today. I hope that helps you in picking the right kettlebell for your training.